everybody, how are we all doing today? I hope that you're all excited for Christmas week. I do want to bring you just 1 or 2 videos before the end of the year, so I thought I would do a little project with you guys today. Right, so I am on the mailer recycling debacle, trying to use up a load of stuff that I was tidying up yesterday. And I managed to sort of sort out a pile of little bits and pieces that have been lying and collecting in little bowls all over my table, and I had piles of pieces of paper that I have collected and just never seem to get anywhere with. So I had a little bit of a sort out here yesterday, and there's a load of stuff that I want to do, sort of start working away. So I thought, right, today it is the day. I'm going to make a start with something and just sort of whittle down all these pieces that we have left over, because in the new year I want to be starting new themes. So that's what I've been doing today. I've been using my mailers, and we're going to work away some of the sort of printables that you never get to finish up when you're printing out kits. So I'm not doing any printing. I want to whittle away all of this stuff. So let's get going. So I've got a mailer. I have just distressed the edges here. So it's one that I've just got and I've torn open at the top there. Any mailer will do. And what I'm going to do is we're going to use this on a page in a journal that I'm working on at the moment. So let's just get started. Right, so I went through a couple of things and I found some pages. Let me just grab one here. So it's like pages like this that I have left over from kits or misprints that I'm not using, stuff like that. So I've cut out a piece here that I'm going to use. I found some other scraps that matched with this, which would work with it, not necessarily from the same kit, but we're going to use this kind of stuff today. Alright, so the first one I did was I've just pulled out some scrap bits here, and I want to cover up this envelope. But what I'm going to do is I have just folded it along the back here. I'll give you a couple of measurements because I know that that's going to come up. Grab my ruler here. Right, so this envelope is 16 centimeters or just short of 6.5 inches. This way it is 9 1/4 inches or 23.5 centimeters. I'm going to fold it, I just did this randomly, 13.5 centimeters. So that is just shy of 5.5 inches. So I've just randomly folded that there like that. Take my bone folder and I'm going to wrap that around the side of my page. But a little different to one that I've done before. I've got some different ideas with this one. Alright, so we are going to use this window in this case. I might want to stick something, because I'm not a fan of this blue like that. So let's just find something. Another scrap that I have. I want to just put something behind there so that when we take out this journal card that I can not see that blue area. So as I said, using up the scraps, let's just make sure. I think that's about right. Just going to tear it off there like that, put that back on the scrap pile to use, and I'm going to stick this in there. So I've got a new art glitter glue today. I've just opened this one. Oh, it's nice and full. It's terrible working with the dregs of the glue. I insist on doing it though, because I'm not going to be wasting it, but yeah, it does frustrate me. But right, so there we go. I'm going to just stick that down. Make sure you stick the glue right to the edges here. You don't want to catch your journal card when you slide it in, that it catches on one of the edges. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do there. That's just a little bit of backing. Okay, you can see this is what I do when the glue's running out and it's close to the end. I just put it upside down in this glass here on my table, and then when that runs right down, I'll just top up this when it's got a bit of space. Right, okay, so we've done the first bit. Now I'm going to take some other scraps, and I just want to put these on here. So I'm going to just take the glue and start sticking this down. Do I want to do some distress ink? So I probably, I might just speed this up if it gets a bit tedious, but we'll see how we go. Right, so I have distressed just the edge here. I used my little distress brush to do that. So now I'm just taking some of the scraps that I have here that match somehow, and as I said, they don't all come from the same kit, but you know, I quite like these kind of challenges. It challenges me to come up with things, and sometimes I surprise myself, so don't be afraid to go and surprise yourself either. Right, so we've got the first one stuck down there. That's looking good. Now I'm going to just take another piece I've torn off that I thought I could just sort of put on over there. Yeah, I hope you guys are all ready. If you are celebrating Christmas or any of the other holidays, I hope you've got everything that you need. I'm going to go and do the dreaded shop tomorrow for the last of the food shopping, so that I can go and get all I need for the fresh vegetables and things for the dinner. And of course it's me cooking, and I never seem to get out of that one, as much as I have asked my children, because it is just my son and my daughter and myself that come round, as much as I say to the kids, oh, should we go and have Christmas at a at a really nice restaurant or some really nice place, they never take the bait, unfortunately. So yeah, I am left cooking because they're up in arms if I don't. I don't know why, because I'm the one that cleans as well. So I bet you all have the same problem, or is it different in your house? You'll have to tell me. But yeah, I don't know. I like to clean as I go for the most part, but wash and tidy as I go, so there's not like this whole mess at the end. But yeah, I feel relieved when it's all done and I can sit down in my chair and watch the Christmas specials. That's the highlight of Christmas for me. When it's all over. Well, how sad is that? No, I do enjoy Christmas. I'm going to stick this little bit over here. I've got this little scrap box here. I've got to show you. These are like my small scraps. You can see I've got them in here, and I keep sticking things. I've got them all spiked out in different directions in case something catches my fancy when I'm going around here. So that's the small scrap box. I do have other things that are much bigger, but I tend to file those away in my hanging folders. But makes it you know, when you're looking for scraps, this is the kind of size that's in that other one. Right, so I'm sort of just doing my own thing here as we go, and I want it sort of a piece across the top there. I think I'm gonna stick that down there. Can't see which way the writing goes, but I'm gonna just take that straight piece off. I'm not really distressing the edges too much here, just getting rid of any stark white really. This is really pale and I quite like it, but I'm going to put a splotch of colour on here in a minute. Just get some of the base stuff done here. I think I'm having it this way. Right, we just go over the edge a bit. Okay, now what I did cut out was I found a piece of this, and it was a scrap piece, a flower, and I've just cut around it there, and I thought I would sort of have that there, and you can see now everything is popping because this is the focal point and this is all very pale. So yeah, these are all misprints and cutouts and all sorts of stuff that I have collected over this year. And yeah, I do a lot of that, especially when I am making tutorials, because I make one usually beforehand and then I make a second one. So often I have loads of stuff that is over ×2 kind of thing. Right, so we've got that bit going there. I quite like that, peeking over the window. Okay, right. Now, just want to have a little think. I am going to put a journal card in. It is going to come out the top there. I think what I'm going to do really quickly then, or let me finish the back first. Let's see. This is going to go over my page. Yeah, and I'm going to stick something on the back here, but I'm not a fan of, I'm going to stick it on after I've stitched. So let's have that there, and I'm just going to stitch along this bit here, and I think I'll deal with that in a minute. Right, so I'll see you guys back here just in a second. Just going to stitch in a U shape there, leave that open so that I can let my journal card fit in. All right. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, I have just stitched around the edge there. All right, so we still have our opening at the top there, and we're going to stick a journal card in at some point. Right, so I want to just do this side now. So I've just taken another scrap that I had from the other piece of that, and I've cut it out, and I'm going to stick that on the edge over there. So I'm going to just distress this quickly. Right, so I have managed to do all that I needed to do for work. Gosh, being a teacher has such a lot of admin. I mean, if any of you have ever are teachers or are retired teachers, you know exactly what I mean. And with the advent of the computer, it's just got even worse. So, you know, you're doing double admin now. Things that are in the books, and then things that have got to go on computers for all to see, which does my head in really, but what can I do? Nothing. Yeah. Do I want to stitch this? I'm not stitching it. So yeah, glad to be on a bit of a 2-week holiday. Going to, as I said, did tidy up a little bit in here yesterday, which was much needed. I feel like I need a house extension now because the craft room is pretty full. I'm going to have to get some additional shelf storage here for, you know, for the things that I have accrued over the past year, and I don't know how I've managed to collect so much stuff. I really don't. I mean, I've only been in my craft room, let me think, a year, 1 year, and I don't know what I did to collect so much stuff, honestly. And when I was trying to sort it out yesterday, there wasn't really that much that was going, you know, getting put aside that I could either get rid of or, you know that I'm not going to use, kind of thing. So yeah, that was a bit of a shocker. Right, I'm going to make a little bit of a pocket here. What I've done is, you can see I've taken a book page, I've taken just a little image that I found in my stash, and I've just sewn it on top there. I'm going to make that into a pocket, so I'm just going to put on some glue. Right, there we go. going to stick this down over here, I think, just like that. Right, so I think I am going to sew it. Let me sew it because it's bugging me now, and then it'll just finish it off and make it look nice. Alright, so I'll see you here just in a few seconds. Okay, I'm a far more contented bunny now. I think that looks a lot neater, and we've got a little pocket here, so that's really cool. Okay, we're going to dress this up a little bit more. So I've just pulled out some more scraps from that box and from all these boxes around me. So we're dwindling the pile. This sort of matches a lot with that. So, and then this is completely different kit all together, but along the same lines. So let's just put that over there. Don't quite know what I'm doing, but we'll get there. So I've got some of this I want to layer up here. I've got another little bit I have also found in that little scrap box. So we're going to put this all down here, I think. And something like that. Yeah. Right, let's get that down. Abby is lying here next to me, fast asleep. It's got one paw. I can see the little pads on the back of the paw. And she's relaxed here. I might put a little bit of a video of her on afterwards, so you can see at the end of the video what Abby's up to. It's wrapped up in its pink Christmas suit with snowflakes on and 2 penguins. And she's lying in her bed that's like a soft fluffy pink. Very spoiled dog, this. And she's just chilling there with her head over the edge. Oh, the life of a dog, I'll tell you. Snoring now. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh my goodness, it's waiting for Christmas so I can have Christmas dinner. She gets Christmas dinner as well. Except for the gluten bits, because she's very bad with gluten. Doesn't agree with her at all. But it wants the chicken and, you know, the gammon and everything else, and the vegetables. She loves vegetables. Bananas. Not that we're having those for Christmas, but she's a big fan of bananas. Oops. Right, so let's see here now. I'll have that like that. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. See, you can do anything with scraps. Right, now life wouldn't be complete. You know, Christmas is over now, so I had loads of these cut out as well. So, of course, we will be using some. I've got a very pale blue one I had here. And got a green one and a little bit of a pink. Slightly pinked. And I've got one of these that I think came from one of these kits. I've just fussy cut it out. A daisy. So we're going to layer that up quickly somehow. So obviously the blue one, we'll want it to go a bit like that. And I think the green one, we want a bit like that. Yeah. Can go over a bit. I quite like that touch. And then we'll have a little bit of a pink one, something like that. But in all of that, I want to put the daisy. Thought I'd lost it for a minute. Let's just see. Can I get that? Right, so we want to, better when we have that. So we want it sort of like that, I think. So let's get that stuck down. So that one's come off. That one there. Right, so let's move that over a bit. We'll start with this one. Okay, so I will speed this up because this will be boring as anything for you guys. Okay, so there we have it all. It's coming along nicely. I quite like that. Now what I thought I'd do is, what would life be without my butterfly? So we're going to put a little butterfly on there. I'm not sure. I'm going to put a little bit of dimensional tape on it perhaps. Just grab my scissors here. And we will just do that. And I think I'll just cut this a bit in half. Like that. And a bit too much, but it's all right. We'll get there. Let's do this the other way so it's easier to cut off. Right, so I'm just putting it on the body of it, close to the sort of feeler bits. Okay, and that's going to enable us just to get that stuck like that, sort of dimensional at an angle. So we're going to just take those off there. This is me just using what I have, and I'm sure that there are lots of other ways because people always tell me, but you know, you've just got to do with what you have. I don't have any of the little dots or anything, but this is just giving me the lift that I want for that. I don't want it, obviously it goes in a journal, so you can't have it too, you know, flapped up with the wings right up, because it's going to get flattened anyway. Right, so I'm just going to get a little pearl body, one of these, and we'll just put that on the middle here of this little butterfly. Yeah, right, so now we're going to just stick that on there like that while that's drying. We'll get to the other side of the envelope. Gosh, the glue that I get all over myself. Right, so we have pretty much completed what we wanted to do, what I wanted to do on that side. And if you can see, yeah, you can see the detail there, and it looks really nice and a little bit of dimension coming along. I'm going to slide a card in there in a minute. And really I should have stuck the back on before I did the front, shouldn't I have? Yeah, in fact, it's too late now. Right, so what I wanted to do here was not much really. I wanted to, I've made some scraps of fabric that I had here, and what I've done is just sort of ruffled it and stuck some of the other scraps that I've just sewn there. And that I am going to just put on the back here. Now it's not going into the fold, that will be the edge of the page, so not too bad. I think what I will do is I'll just cut a bit of this off. I think I'll cut that off there, that's more than long enough, and then I can just have that on the edge here. My fabric tack, here we go. So we'll just put a little bit of that on here. Like that. And stick that on the edge there. Alright, so it will fold down, so it's not going to be in the way. And then I just thought I would just take one of these that I'd cut out long ago. I'm going to just stick that, let's move this over a bit. There we go. Stick that over the top there a little bit. Might need to encourage it to go the other way. There we go. And then of course the stem. Right, so let's get that like that, and we get this just to go a little bit over if I can. And then again, I've just taken a really little butterfly that I found in my box there. And I'm sorry my hands are full of glue and ink and everything else. It's just the occupational hazard with crafting. And we'll just put that one facing that way there. All right, and then I think I do have the really small let's try and you'll be glad to know. Ooh, let's get it out because I bought myself a pair of tweezers. I'm tweezered up now, so let's try them. So I'm going to put an absolute dot here, if I can see it. Yeah, got a really tiny dot there, and I'm just going to take one of these really small pearls that wants to stick on here really well. Oh, look at me with my tweezers. Oh yeah, those do work so well. So these are the Sizzix tweezers. I've never had tweezers for crafting before, and I got those the other day after really struggling in the last one. So there we go. We've got that little pocket. I'll bring that up so you can see. Right, so you can see over here the little details. It was really cute. Alright, so all of this has been made from scraps, ladies, so you know we're using them up today. Just got two little goodies that I cut out that I found that are going to go in here, and then one of these in there like that. Right, this bit is going to be stuck down, so I'm not going to worry about covering anything there. I'm going to show you how I do that in a minute. But what I do need to do is just put something on the underside here. So first of all, just going to make sure this is stuck down properly, like that. And then what I did was, I cut out, you saw me show you that sheet earlier. I'm going to just stick this over on this side here. And get that quite close up like that. All right, so I'm going to just stick that all the way down, and you can see the underside. I think I printed it the one the wrong way or something. That happens. All right, now of course you could put more pockets and more flips and flaps and all sorts of things on the underside of this, but I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I'll show you what how I'm gonna use this on the actual page in a minute. So I just wanted to get that down there like that, give it a pretty finish. Now, as I said, I'm not going to worry about this because this is going to be stuck onto the page, so not to worry about that. But that lot is going to be fine as we're going to use it. So let's get that out the way. Right, now let me just grab this that I'm working on here. So this is a journal that I'm working on, just started. So this is one of the pages in the front here, and as you can see, I'm going to put this right there. I'm going to put it over this page here, and it's going to wrap around there. So you can see I've tied this up to match with these, and tied that up to match with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, just move that over. I want to get this stuck down, down here and along there to make it like a tuck spot. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beacon and I'm going to just give it a good stick on the edge here, like that, and then along the edge of that envelope that I made earlier. Alright, so you do want to just make sure that you've got it where you want it. Alright, so this side will be a really pretty little tuck spot, and I'm not finished with it. I'll show you what I'm going to do as well. So that's this side here. Alright, so we'll hang on to that for the minute, and then this side's going to go in like that. I won't be gluing this down. It is held on the underside here, so that's like a nice flip. but what I have got is this flower sort of sign, which I thought I would put, I'm not sure if I want it over here, and you can stick things in, or I could put it over here, but I'm not so sure I want to put it that way. I think I'm going to put it this way. And then when I come and fill in my ephemera, I can put like little cards or something, and then you can still see this pretty page. And it also covers up this section, which I don't like either. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put some glue on here like this, down like that. And it'll be a nice little tuck spot, and I'll find something that I can stick in there as I'm going along. So don't want it too close because I don't want to impair this thing. Let's just see now. I think that's where it's got to go. Yeah, so we don't want it too close. Put that bit at the bottom there. So that's where it's got to be. Right, so that will enable that to lie flat. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's just pull that over. All right, so if I'm wanting to stick anything in the base here, so let's just go borrow these for a minute. You can always go and stick stuff in here, or something bigger. All right, so this is going to go on this side, as I said. Can you see what I'm doing? Sorry, I've got loads of loose pages here, so I wanted that like that, and I wanted that like that. Okay, now, what I did was I used an old book page because I was trying to bring in this kind of a look that is on that side of the page. I've made a journal card, and I've just stitched around it, added on a little bit of those words, sorry. I've put in a tab, I've put in a little bit of scrap ribbon, and I've just put a little bead dangle at the top there. So this is actually going to slide in the back here like that, and that'll just tie in this with this. So I was quite happy with that. And then on this side, I've got a bigger journal card, again with these beautiful lilacs, I think they are. I've just put that, using the scraps, as I said, it's backed onto card, and I've stitched around it. So let me just turn this around. This will now go into the section here like that and just peek through. Okay, so that's what we've got there. And as I said, we can stick in some other bits and pieces there, and I have an idea of what I'm going to put in there, but I'll make it for another tutorial. So there we have that wrap, and then this side obviously is totally different. We are not done because, you know, I overdo everything. Sorry ladies, but it's a scrap working day. I've made a little altered paper clip again just scraps from that box, and I've cut that all out, used some of the little ribbon scraps at the top there, and I'm going to just slide this on over here. I thought it just finished it off perfectly. There we go. All right, so that's our little project today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you get to see the start of my new journal that I'm making. All right, so there we go. That's the page over there. I quite like how that's turned out. I've used loads of scraps today with that. We've got a little journal card peeking out the back there, and we've got that one all ready for that page as well, and we can flip that up and stick something else in there, which I will make probably in the next few days and show you. All right, and I'll just give you a little inkling. I'm going to use baking paper. All right, so that's what we're going to stick in the back there. So that'll keep you guessing. All right, So I hope you've enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love how this has turned out, and I'm so excited because I didn't have to print anything. It's used with all the scraps. I've just paired the colors together. So go and have some fun. Go and work. Try this for yourself. It's a lovely addition to the journals. I hope you're saving all those mailers. And if I probably won't see you Christmas, so if you are celebrating Christmas or any of the other holidays, please have a lovely, safe Christmas. Take care of yourselves. Do be sensible. Please be safe. And I will see you in the very next video. So bye-bye, everybody.